Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in today. We're going to show you how to install a water block onto your GPU. Now this is a MSI GTX 1080 Seahawk. Now it is an AOI, and since I'm going the Hardline water cooling way for that whole rig, I'll be getting rid of this AOI and the AOI on my CPU, so it's all in one loop together with those two radiators. Now this is pretty much similar from the RTX 3080 thermal pad replacement videos, you know, take it apart, blah blah blah. But I'm going to go through some extra steps that you need to do with this, and the number one thing is read the manual. My EK water block did not come with a manual, so I have it up on the screen on the other side of the room, just to make sure that I knew which pads went where, because in there EK supplied me with new thermal pads and thermal paste and plugs and all the needed screws for this, so that's really nice. But the first thing we got to do is take apart this old setup, and luckily I still have the original box. When I bought it used, the one reason I bought it was because he had the original box still, and that's awesome. So always keep this. If it's an air cooler or an AOI and you're going to a water block, you know, for your water loop, make sure you keep the old parts. It really does help if, like, resale for some reason, the person says, oh, well, I don't have water cooling, and that means that, you know, if you don't have it, then you can't sell it to that person. You know, it kind of limits the people. Or you could say, I have it, the old stuff with all the needed screws, and, you know, they could be like, oh, okay, that's fine. And then you could sell the water block separately if you want to. For this one, it's a #1 screw, and for the socket for where the DVI is, because this one still has it, it's a #5 socket for my iFixit kit. And as usual, I'll have the rubbing alcohol 91% and my Thermal Grizzly. Even though EK does supply it, I do like the Thermal Grizzly's Cryo Nut thermal paste a lot better. And for this one, I am not, just because they weren't available, I couldn't find one. It was hard enough finding this old water block silver sale, and luckily Titan Rig had one on eBay as a refurb for my water block, but EK did have it, and I decided to hold off on it even though it was 30% off, because I was hoping I was going to get my 3080 by now. And as we all know, that is a waiting game. But as you can see, they don't have thermal pads on the back. Really, this is just for aesthetics, not for cooling. Obviously, we can tell by now. And remember, as I said, in America, removing this, you know, the little warning, you know, void warranty thing. Well, it's a 1080. It's already not under warranty, but for your new stuff, in America, as far as I know still, or in this country, I know for sure that it is not illegal for you to work on your own stuff. That is a big battle going on right now, and let's just hope that it does not become a big issue and they take those rights from us. Now, what I'm talking about is them you know, Mac pretty much making it unable for regular Mac repair people to repair their stuff, but, you know, without sending it to Mac. And yeah, there's a big court thing about that right now. One of the other YouTubers, I cannot think of his name, he is fighting for our rights and has a GoFundMe page to fund the lawyers to do that. So if you feel like it, look that up with Google and try to help him out. I will be doing that. My next paycheck, donating $100 to him to help him out, because he is fighting for something that could eventually affect all of us down the road with all our hardware. And I'm sorry, especially with this channel, as you can tell, I like working on things. I've been working on my computers for 10, 12 years now. Probably 12 years now. Alright, so I got the back plate off, then got the input-output shield off, put the screws with my nice new Gamer's Nexus. I think this is the Volt mod mat. And just double checking everything. Looks to be good. I've never taken apart an AOI one, so bear with me. And it looks like there's some screws here, but I can't tell. Nope, those are not affecting it. So awesome. So as you can see right here, there are some for this fan. Has one plug. And I don't know, this is for the LED right here, this small one right here, and that's really it. It's really simple. And look at that pretty old thing. This was a game changer for power efficiency and power when the 10 series compared to the 900 series came out. But like I said, I read what the manual. Always just skim the manual, at least, please. You know, don't make life more difficult. Alright, so these are my pads for the chips. These are 0.5 millimeter. This is gonna go right here, 0.5 millimeter. I gotta cut to size, obviously, and then this big one goes right here. This is the 1 millimeter. And yeah, if I had some extra thermal pads, I would probably go with the Thermal Grizzly, Thermalites, or the G-Lid ones, but they are becoming very hard to find right now in stock. I know a lot of you have commented on my 3080 vids for that, and just remember, those were my friends that I was working on. I still have not gotten my 3080. I did get a 3070 for a buddy, luckily. And it was the exact one he wanted, and he paid me for it, so yeah, he lucked out there. But yep, just put your pads here. I mean, this is, like I said, this with EK's setup, it is very easy. Right now, until I get my water cooling up, I'll be without this 1080, obviously, but I have a 970 in there, and right now I'm not really gaming hard right now, luckily, so on that I've been using my phone or the Xbox, but you know, I use it for work, so that's all I need. And it looks like they give me 2 things for the RAM, which is nice to have a little extra, so thank you, Titan Rig. Or EK, that's their standard package. Again, like I said, it's a refurb, so I wasn't sure what I was going to get out of this. And then it says right here, going to do these for the chokes. And I'm just going to line up. And again, I'm going to cut a little extra, just in case I didn't do it long enough, and I did it. I did more than enough, which is what I want to see. Perfect. Now let's see how this works. Should just be, yeah, there it is. It peels off on the butt right here. So the dark blue is what goes on top, because that's the non-sticky side. If yours does have a sticky, some of them are one-sided sticky, some of them are, let's see, yep, and it tells me to go all the way up to here, right below that hole, and right here to that hole. So this hole right here, so that's good. And I'm going to give myself a little extra room because I do not have any replacement. And let's make sure. Perfect. It says go in between right here, and these little chips right here are going to keep cool. Probably memory controllers or something. And actually, it looks like the blue comes off too. So, interesting. Have to take the other ones off now, which is not a big deal. But there still is only one sticky side. And I saw a comment before where, you know, hey, you're putting too much of your, the oils from your hands and everything. I've never used gloves, so hey, I appreciate the concern. And I do not have the... Let's see how it's already, like I said, one side is sticky. Boom. And I'm actually going to try to see if the back plate will work with the screws they give me. I doubt it. Usually, you know, threads are different. But hey, I've heard about sometimes that they're the same. So we might luck out because, yeah, this one's just going to be a pain. Great. Well, so give me a few minutes. I'm going to get the other sides off these so I don't waste your all's time. And I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, and we're back. Yeah, that took about 10 minutes right there to do. Just because, man, those things were on there. How do you do that? But I'm going to put away my extra leftover pads. Just in case. I mean, probably only the RAM ones would I. But honestly, if I need to replace these for some reason, I would just order some 0.5 millimeter or 1 millimeter pads from Thermal Grizzly or something. But okay, now let's see the pretty stuff. The water block. Just put that over there, but yeah, look at that pretty thing. That's going to do very nicely. Alright. Let's see. Got some strong tape here. Of course it is. And like I said, this is mainly any GPU that you do with the water block. Just go by the instructions and you'll be fine. I'm going to fold that and put that over here. I mean, look at that machining. This is why you buy EK. And this is for the RGB. And... huh. Not too sure where I would put the RGB. It says over there, but I will, let's see, make sure. How's it going to cover? Worst case, either I won't do RGB or I will figure it out. But I'm making sure that there, like anything else, there is no protective, which I don't think there is. For this one, nope. Now this one is for the GTX 1080 and 1080 Ti. And it looks to fit perfectly. I'm just trying to, there we go, okay. Yep, okay. Yeah, the picture shows a thing with their, for this cable, but it's obviously going to a motherboard that I'm unaware of. But it's okay. There, that's what that was in my way, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over. And then dog hair, of course. And before I do any of that, obviously, just wanting to see if it fit first. Wipe this off. is take off the old thermal paste. And for some reason this bottle was, apparently I had 2 bottles and I don't know where the other one went. Yep, I know. Probably made that harder than it needed to be, but it is what it is. It's okay. A little too much. Great. Oh, God. Yep. Do that. Luckily, it dissipates fast. Do that. Remember to get anything over, they say, I think it's 75% because it dissipates fast. I'm just going to use the dry spot here to grab any additional. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I have a little trash can down there, so. And then I'm just going to make sure any residual so it doesn't hurt. But let's see. And then this really just needs a, if you hear snoring, that would be my English bulldog below me because she's bored. Good old Zoe. Okay. That's right, we're going to do it like this. Actually, wow. Huh. Gonna have to put something underneath of that. So I'm gonna use my iFixit because the DVI is, let's do it like that, is making it a little difficult. Holes line up perfectly. Besides on this outer spot, which is fine. All right. And then it's just reassembly, everybody. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Swap this out. Actually, could use this to hold this in place. Okay, see, makes that easy. And now they give you a new set of screws for your with washers and everything. Little plastic washers, since I wonder if that looks like it's messing up my lineup. I can do this one last then. Once I get everything fitted. And I checked the model number and everything. Everything was lining up, so just with that cranked down, with this, it was knocking it off alignment. So let's see what we got here. I'm just going to separate everything and probably have to reread this manual just to make sure on the screws that I need. I'd like to see if this back plate will work. Like I said, I knew some EVGA. Why am I thinking? That would be correct. And luckily it doesn't look like this will be in the way of that, so I can do this. Perfect. Let's see if it works, because that would be ideal. And sure enough, it looks like it does. Some stress points though here. Yeah, so I'll have to do the cross pattern. Now, some of the holes, these two top holes will not be used, but I was hoping this would work. Yeah, that's better. I'm glad the back plate worked with the original screws, because then I don't have to worry about it. I can put that all away. I don't have to worry. Pardon me for the little blip. Apparently the camera battery was low and it stopped recording. But pretty much I'm almost done. Instead of using the stock spring ones for the GPU that go right here, I opted for the ones that EK supplied. Due to the fact is I found out that the PCB board here, how about this? The board here had flex over time, and I need a little bit more tightening to be, I guess, room to do. But like I said, it's pretty much easy after that. All I gotta do is slide this on and put a screw in here, and I'm done. So honestly, it's not much different than changing the pads on your GPUs, but all you want to do is make sure is, if you can see, like I was trying to do right here, was to make sure that I see a good surface contact and everything. And like I said, it's really nice that I was able to use the back plate with the stock screws in most of the locations. Like I said, this one and this one I couldn't do because they don't have a spot for them. But it's not a big deal. This is not using a, hasn't had thermal pads on the back or anything like that. There's no active cooling, so, the temp issues on RAM, I wouldn't even know with Hardware Info 64 because they don't do, this is GDDR5X, or I believe the 1080 is. Or this is, can't remember. I know the TI is, but all in all, it looks good, much prettier. Honestly, it's a kind of like a 2U, only because of this part. At this end, it'd be only 1U slot, space saver and everything, and I can't wait to put it in there and test out the temp differences. With AIOCO, I did very well. Idle was around 31 to 33 Celsius, and maxed out at 65 Celsius when gaming or stress testing, and that was in a 69 to 70 degree room for ambient temperature comparison. But I really like the look, and we'll do a video on how to drain and everything once I eventually get my 3080, because I'll water swap this out and everything. But I'm just gonna clean up this, put it probably in, figure out a back setup like this, like EK gave me for this one, and put it in the original case, just in case I need it for later. But appreciate your time, and everybody have a good night.